Ahoy, ye scallywags! Mist me sails and saddle your boots for me to introduce you to me new shipmates. Me Plunder Patrol mateys, of course. Alright, so it's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby. Representing Team Kings of Games, and today I'm going to be going over an update for Plunder Patrols. I cut cards out of this deck as more and more I learned that the Plunder Patrol cards by themselves are just super duper strong. Very, very powerful. This deck, if you can compare it, it's kind of like a deck like Sky Strikers, where one card can carry you so far, like an engage can carry you the whole duel, and you could turn one engage to multiple cards. You could turn like one Plunder Patrol, like a Shipyard or a Whitebeard or like a Golden Hair, anything that can make Blackbeard or tag into Lice, into so many different cards, because once you get a ship up, they start searching out the rest of your deck anyways. So one Whitebeard can carry the whole duel because it's just so much. It's crazy how this deck works. Like, it's just super duper powerful. Great resource maintenance. It's a very, very aggressive deck, can ulti out of nowhere, and I personally have had great experiences and great success with this deck with no hand traps at all. So you guys are gonna see the list, and you'll notice that I cut Parallel Exceed and O-Line and Jet Synchron. I'm sorry, not Jet Synchron, and basically LINKROSS and NEEDLEFIBER and all those cards, and replace them with cards that actually help my engine to make my deck more consistent and give me cards to still counter evenly, and basically cards like Lightning Storm in the first place. So also notice the lighting is blue for this video. The lighting is blue. So let's go ahead and get into the main deck, you guys. We're playing 3 copies of Whitebeard. Whitebeard is probably the strongest Plunder Patrol monster because it pairs so well with other cards. It also has an interaction where it plays around Dark Ruler no more, because your ships can still discard him for cost. Even if their effects are negated, you could pay cost. The only time you can't pay cost is if the effect can't activate it with the card like Nightmare Griffin. So you can basically, they Dark Ruler no more your Lice. You can chain Lice to a monster effect, or if it's any ship, discard Whitebeard for cost. And then Whitebeard on a separate chain can summon Redbeard from the deck. And Redbeard, speaking of which we play 3, can then tag into the appropriate ship. Another instance is if you just have Booty and they Dark Ruler no more you can chain Booty and then chain Mowork or Brawn to the Booty to still clear a card, for example, or even just target that, banish it, get an effect to search, you know, because it's still on red. So you basically can get a search, chaining Booty to Dark Ruler, and you could chain Brawn to banish Dark Ruler, search, it'll be negated, and then if you discarded Whitebeard, now you just got a Redbeard onto field and you got to search for what you needed, and then Booty just can basically revive. You know, it's just crazy. Super duper strong, you guys. Very, very strong. So 3 Redbeards. Now Redbeard doesn't necessarily replace himself, but he does tag into a ship, and the ship itself can replace itself with so many different resources. Cards like Lights, just being able to special summon these from your spells and trap zone, just give you so many ways to just swarm the field. You just tag into so many different cards. Like I'm telling you, one card becomes many with this deck. And also Redbeard has key factors where he can actually chain block, which is really, really important with this deck. The fact that this deck can chain block is super duper powerful, and that gives it a competitive aggression. Like it allows you to push through boards when you're going second, because they can't negate the card that you want to not be negated. So you're allowed to let cards resolve that you want to resolve, if it makes sense. 3 copies of Golden Hair, just the best extender. Like, Whitebeard is super duper strong. He floats and everything. He's a tuner. You know, he can tag into ships. But Golden Hair is just so powerful because by herself she does things on your turn. You know, for these cards to do anything on your turn, you'd have to pair them with the card like Emblem, and that's how you're gonna get into plays. But she by herself can just make a Blackbeard, which is really strong, and she can also turn Whitebeard into different resources and set your grave up for Booty. So her plus Whitebeard is just super strong. Like Golden Hair plus a lot of cards in this deck is just crazy. You will find yourself searching out Golden Hair because she's a very, very powerful card. I'm glad they made her. 3 copies of Bluebeard. Bluebeard also has chain blocking factors and allowing you to just discard dead cards in your hand to filter out for better ones. He also just allows you to pitch cards like Whitebeard and Redbeard so that you can get them to get their effects, or even with Golden Hair. So if you notice, all the plunders work together. All of them can be paired with each other like a fine wine. Really strong cards, you guys. 3 copies of Silent Angler. This is the extender of choice. It's very easy to just open a normal plus an extender, make Bahamut Shark totally awesome. when you go into Bahamut Shark and detach your Golden Hair to summon Totally Awesome, you can then just use her graveyard effect to discard a card like Whitebeard, reborn her, and you can go into cards like Brawn, Blackbeard, you know, Mork. It's just totally up to you. So Golden Hair is just incredible, you guys. Very, very powerful monster. And that's going to be it for the monsters. I'll explain some really, really key interactions that make Golden Hair kind of just like the best plunder right now. Like, honestly, because she just does so much stuff. It's crazy. For the spells, we're playing 3 copies of Call By. The strongest hand trap against this deck is not Nibiru. In fact, it is Ash Blossom. So when you have Call By in your hand, you want to save it for Ash. And if you don't see Ash, you just keep holding it until you see an Ash. No matter what, like if it's turn 3, you keep holding the Call By. If you need to use it as a form of interruption, then you use it that way to disrupt combos. But you want to use this card against Ash Blossom because at the proper timing, an Ash can actually just kill you out of nowhere. It can end your turn, or it can stop you from nerfing your opponent. You could have a Lice up or a Brand and use their effect. Your opponent can chain Ash if they're equipped because they can search. And at that point, if you don't have any other plunder cards in your hand, now your Mulwark can't interrupt, your Lice cannot interrupt, because you were planning on using Brawn to resolve his effect to search a Whitebeard so that you can use the Whitebeard for the Mulwark and use the Mulwark for the Shipyard and the Shipyard for the Lice. You know how it is with plunders. So you really want Called By to resolve against Ash so that they can so they won't even be able to use the Ash for, you know, for a little bit. The Ash won't be able to use on the turn that you Call By and the following. So the Ash is just nullified. It's just a really, really good counter for that. And Call By also is very reactive going second because cards like Herald of the Arclight exist. If you open this plus a bait to Herald of the Arclight, you could easily just go activate an effect like Shipyard or activate Fusion. They just chain Herald of the Arclight. You chain Call By. Now they either can let the Call By resolve, which means the effect they attempted to negate it resolves anyway, or they chain a secondary negate to negate the Call By so that the Arclight can resolve to negate if they try to negate. So at that point, you're forcing them to waste multiple negations on one card you're trying to resolve. And if it's shipping, the fusion spell, that's nuts. Because even if they negate Call By, now you can just follow up with normal summoning a Plunder monster and equipping Emblem to it, and you can hard summon a ship off of the Emblem. Just summon a ship and swing over threats. There's so many interactions with the fusion spell, like, I'll explain it to you guys. I feel like Shipshade Shipping is like the strongest card for discarding fodder for so many combo plays. I love playing it at 3. So getting into the plunder stuff, we're playing 3 copies of Shipyard. This field spell is nuts, you guys. So the reason why I feel like the plunder cards are so good going second by themselves is because they have such good value in grave where their cards can be negated and they somehow find a way to replace themselves. Cards like, for example, Golden Hair, you know, can replace herself easily. The monsters already tend to replace themselves in some way, shape, or form. But the fact that you can activate Shipyard and your opponent can chain Endymion, Odd Eyes Vortex, Arclight. They can even chain, you know, because people don't know necessarily everything that plunders do. They can chain any kind of interruption to negate the activation of Shipyard. And at that point, you can just use this graveyard effect to bounce one of your back rows like Emblem, or if you have Foolish Barrel Goods, you can dump Shipping, banish it to equip a Whitebeard. So this is where this card is just super duper nuts, because you could use this for so many interactions. I'll explain it, but like basically, ultimately, when you're going second with this, oh snap! Okay, the flash just cut off randomly. My bad. I had to check. I was like wondering, the light just went off. All right, so as long as you guys can still see the card. So ultimately, when you're going second with this card, not only can you bait and negate with it, but you can get it right back anyways. Super duper strong. Shipyard also lets you OTK your opponent out of nowhere, because the attack boost is insane, you guys. That's some copyright-free music that I'm playing in the background, but I'm actually going to go ahead and pause it real quick so that way you guys can hear me better. I just kind of had it just testing it out, seeing if it'll help be more entertaining for you guys. But yeah, this card is just incredible, you guys. It baits negates, it resets itself. You can OTK your opponent out of nowhere. Oh yeah, and it searches any plunder card. It's nuts. Like, the field spell going second is incredible. We're playing 3 copies of Shipping. This is, like, it's becoming one of my favorite cards in this deck, you guys. You can equip Emblem or a Plunder Patrol monster. People, remember that. So obviously we're playing 3 copies of Emblem. Emblem is a problem-solving card, enabling you to tag into what you need turn 1 without relying on what your opponent has. Now this card, obviously we know this can equip Emblem, but I think what people need to start using this more on is equipping your own plunders. So there's interactions where you can have her engrave, and you'll basically, it can be an example where, okay, let's just say you open her plus field spell plus shipping, right? And you activated this, they negated the activation. Then you activated this, they negated the activation. And then you just went normal summon her to your field, and then you banish this, equip Whitebeard from your deck to your field, and this is not a spell activating anymore, so now they need a card like Dweller or Borload Savage to negate that effect. Then you're baiting 2 negates with 1 card, need I mind you, which is broken. You equip Whitebeard, and you basically bounce the Whitebeard to your hand, set this, activate it. Now you got this back, and you got a Whitebeard, so the 2 cards they negated, guess what? This got negated, is back on field. This got negated, it replaced itself with Whitebeard, a better card. So now you still have the same 3 cards, and you baited 2 negates. But people say this deck needs hand trap. I say they need to learn how to play plunders better. Like this deck is crazy, you guys. Like honestly, Emblem's insane. Don't forget about the 500 attack boost, and Mork not being able to be targeted is crazy. So hard summon Mork, get an emblem on him, it'll be really, really powerful. Your board will just be near impermeable. Super strong. Shipping is crazy. Don't forget activations not once per turn. So if you have multiples, they don't want you to summon Lice, because the thing is, when you summon Lice, like you're just baiting so many interruptions at that point. Like it's crazy. Like this card is just super duper powerful, you guys. Like summoning Lice going second, are you kidding me? Now basically you have multiple ways to stop their plays. You can chain block with white and blue or white and red, so they can't negate white. White tags into something else. You resolve the fusion spell, Lice is up, so red can equip to it. And then when they activate a card, you chain Lice to negate, they chain something to negate Lice. You can chain Lice's effect to special summon. And then even, like, it's just so crazy how, like, this deck operates going second. Like, this deck is so strong, you guys. So the 9 Plunder Patrol spells. And then we play 3 Pot of Desires, just as some generic cards, just to help you make your deck more consistent. Yeah, mind you, this is exactly 40 cards. Upstart makes it 39. 2 Salvage, I think 2 is perfect. 2 copies of Foolish Burial Goods. This card deserves to be talked about. 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Terraforming, and 1 Upstart. Making, you know, it a 39 card deck. The deck's really, really consistent. Hand traps are not combo pieces. Ultimately, Parallel Exceed and O-Line. O-Line was based on whether Needlefiber can resolve, and Parallel Exceed is a super duper strong card. But at the same time, I have to draw the plunders, and I have to draw the right ones, and I also have to commit to Almirage, which means I can't use them for other plays. So Parallel Exceed is really, really powerful, and I won't knock it, but I cut it down to exactly 40, and that's where I want to be right now with this deck. Super duper gas. You know, your Terraform, your Upstart. The Foolish Spells provide more utility so that your hands become more playable. So you have interactions that I can explain. Like, okay, we're only 12 minutes in, so we're good. So you have interactions that I can explain with Foolish Burial Goods. This card is actually good, like I'm telling you. So you have plays where you can open, for example, Golden Hair, and you'll have a card like this, and you'll have like Goods. So you could actually turn Goods into a Terraforming this way. You can go Goods for Shipyard, normal Golden Hair, link her off into Almirage, discard this to summon her back, and then you could banish this. Guess what? Don't equip your emblem. People always equip an emblem. After you watch this profile, you'll be woke. Equip the Whitebeard to her, bounce the Whitebeard to hand, set your Shipyard and activate it, and then discard the Whitebeard to search off Shipyard and get Whitebeard to float. Then you have Almirage, the Golden Hair, and the body that Whitebeard put on field, and the card that Shipyard searched. And keep in mind, the cards that you did it off of was basically Fusion Spell, Golden Hair, and Foolish Burial Goods. And that's just one of the instances. Bluebeard can do that too. Like, it's just crazy how all the cards function together. And Foolish Burial just allows you to dump Golden Hair. You can play Gen X Undyne, but that requires a brick, and just ultimately, like, the deck is just so fine-tuned right now. It's just, like, perfect the way I like it. It's good. So the Foolish cards are actually insane. They provide such a high layer of utility. You can even dump the Fusion spell too, so you can just give yourself an emblem or equip any Plunder monster you want so that you can summon it off Lice or bounce it with the field spell. For the traps, 3 booties. This card is insane. This is another way that you could play around Dark Ruler no more. They evenly matched you. It's better to keep this because this would just allow you to keep grinding. Like, it's like Monster Reborn on every turn. Your turn and your opponent's turn. So imagine ending your turn, having a red beard and a white beard in your grave. Summon white on their turn, summon red on your turn. They tag on ships. Lice keep spamming. Like, booty's just insane, you guys. Like, this card's so nuts. And it gives you any ship that you desire and gives you the pilot to tag into it. It's crazy. So we have a 40 card deck, exactly 40s. Man, and this is different for me. You guys know I don't really normally do like the exact 40 card thing. I might as well just show the side deck and talk about it. So we side 3 Dark Ruler No Mores, 3 Evenly Matched, 1 Pankratops, 1 Pride of the Plunder Patrol. This card can actually look at your opponent's hand, so when it comes to side decking, once I see their hand, I know what line of play I need to take. I know what ship that I can make if I don't have booty, things of that nature. I can also forcefully send one of their monsters to the graveyard so that if it's an attribute I want, I can force them to put it in the grave now, and on resolution, I can booty, or I can just use white or red to tag into something based off the attribute of what I just sent. Or I can just look at their extra deck and just take their best card. So it's a really strong side deck card for when you know you're going first. Pride is actually really, really powerful. We also play a Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. When we get into the extra deck, you'll see basically, but you can just target Mork and equip this to Mork, which is insane, you guys. Like, Union Carrier just equips this off Mork. If you play Needlefiber, you could just summon it and use Blackbeard, target it, and equip something, and basically Blackbeard can do it that way too. People know this already. The rest of the side deck would be Kaijus and Kaiju Slumbers. I was explaining how Kaijus and Kaiju Slumbers have synergy with Emblem. For the extra deck, we play 2 Blackbeards, 2 Lice. I'm proxying 1 Lice, but basically 2 Lice and 2 Blackbeards. These cards are just like, for maintaining your resources and getting advantage, these are like the best plunders to go to in your extra deck. For getting big pushes, Brawn is crazy for the OTKs. Like banishing back rows is super relevant because Eldritch actually is a deck, and that's an impressive interruption against them. Because once they fall back, that's their backup plan. You have a way to stop their backup plan. 2 copies of Mork, you hard summon this, your entire board's protected now. It's like Dingirsu for all your Plunder Patrol cards. The card banishes monsters. It's insane, you guys. You equip this with Emblem, it's like dang near impossible to break your board without an interruption that doesn't target or destroy. So that's it for the plunders, just 2 of each. You want to properly summon at least 1 so that booty can just revive them randomly. We have Almirage, we have Union Carrier, we have IP Masquerena. I'll explain why these are being played in a minute. But we have Dragite to negate cards like Evenly Matched and Lightning Storm. Dweller because it's insane, and you play Water, so you can get the attack boost. Then we play Bahamut Shark and totally awesome proxies that I don't have. Bahamut Shark Toad gives you cards just like this that negate Dark Ruler and I'm sorry, not Dark Ruler. That negate Lightning Storm and Evenly. You play around Dark Ruler with Booty and Whitebeard like I was explaining. So you could play around Dark Ruler, Evenly, and Lightning Storm, which is impressive. And you can lock your opponent out their extra deck, which is another impressive thing this deck can do. So even though you don't have Needlefiber, you still have cards to negate the same cards that Arclight and Dondraxter negate. Plus Totally Awesome's a negate and a follow-up. It gets you a Plunder card back to your hand, which is nuts. So reasons why these cards... We're 16... Yeah. So reasons why these cards are insane, I'm going to explain to you right now. So for one, people are using the Needlefiber combo so that Emblem can summon out Lice turn 1. So I'm going to show you guys how we can summon out any attribute ship that we want turn 1. This is why I love 3 of this. You obviously play 3 emblems, so it's really easy to open 3 emblems too, but this gives you 6 emblems. So, Golden Hair is so amazing, you guys. I love Golden Hair. So, great example. Golden Hair, normal summon her, make Almirage, right? Discard Fusion. This spell is like my favorite card right now. Discard it, summon her. Use its effect, banish it, equip Emblem. Now you use Emblem to basically send itself, equip her, and guess what you get to bust out? Brawn. Why? Because Salamangreat Almirage is a fire. Did you rely on your opponent? No. And also, even the Needlefiber combo will only get you light attributes and a water. So you still can't summon Brawn, even off the Needlefiber combo. So that's like really, really cool. That's a really, really integral play, because hard summoning, well, not hard summoning, but tagging into ships that you desire on command without relying on your opponent or booty turn 1 can really progress your game state a lot faster. So that's paired with that. Lice is paired with that, and Mork is paired with IP. So with Lice, this is really, really strong too, because Union Carrier, you guys are really sleeping on this card. This card is super busted in plunders. So here's what happens. So you open your blue and your... This is just an example. There's multiple ways. It's not hard to make Union Carrier, okay? It's really not. You can even activate fusion, sending her and red to summon this, and use this to just special summon red, and basically just link them off in a union carrier, bring her back. You can revive this off booty. There's too many ways to do it. So basically you can go normal, special, right? Link both of these off into union carrier, because they're both fiend types, remember, and they're both water. Then you can just pitch this, resummon her, banish this, equip emblem to her, emblem effect, summon a lice, equip to her, equip her to the lice, and then you can go union carrier effect, equip Whitebeard to the lice, then you can use lice to special summon out the Whitebeard, which is crazy. That's like, that to me, that's crazy. And he's at 25 because of the emblem. The same thing with IP. You can just, even with Silent Angler, because keep in mind, Silent Angler is a water, so it can make union carrier too. So you can open any of your extenders, but I'm just doing these for examples so the video can be faster. Normal, special, link, summon IP, just pitch the ship, or if you just hard drew the emblem, doesn't matter. But pitch the ship, bring her back. I'm just showing you a cool way to do it. And then effect, banish, equip emblem, emblem effect, sack her off, summon out the Morg. Remember, normal, special, link these in the IP, use this to revive her off of from the grave, banish it, equip emblem to it, emblem effect, you're equipping her to Morg, and then you have IP. When you're done with Morg, you can use IP to tag into Blackbeard, and then use Blackbeard to tag into something else. Super strong interactions, you guys. Very, very powerful. So you guys are seeing, now you guys are seeing also, not only are IP, Union Carrier, and Almirage good, but they allow you to summon any of your ships, and you don't need to rely on your opponent. So your deck becomes more consistent by playing more of these. I'm just letting you know. Really, really strong interactions. So I can show you guys this really, really cool thing that I was explaining. So this card is just insane, you guys. So wait, I think I actually, did I show you guys the Foolish Burial? I think I showed you guys the Foolish Burial Goods combo. But this card, just because it can equip any Plunder Patrol monster, it randomly becomes even better, because you can, even when you have out your ships, so prime example, you activate this, you fusion summon for lice. And let's say you fused with your lesser plunders. So let's say you fused with Golden Hair, ooh, excuse me, and you fuse with Bluebeard to summon lice. Then you can just banish this, equip Whitebeard to the lice, and then you can use lice to summon the Whitebeard, pitch a random, bring this back out, then you can link these two off, and you can just go straight up into Blackbeard. Then you can go effect of Whitebeard, and you can summon out Redbeard, which is crazy. So like, you're doing so much. Or just don't forget, also you can just equip emblem to it, because it won't be able to be targeted, which is nice. Just so much utility. Like, this spell is just so insane. It's always going to bait negates. It's going to replace itself with the Plunder card. Replacing it with Whitebeard, you know, baiting negates with the field spell and the fusion spell is just too good, you guys. Like, pure Plunders are amazing. Like, and don't forget, you can still lock them out of their extra deck too. So, you know, that's the thing, because Dark Ruler no more can't stop that. So yeah, I feel like the deck plays around Dark Ruler, evenly matched, Lightning Storm. You know, plays around side deck cards fairly well, and it chain blocks, so it can play around hand traps. You obviously main call buys. You play a 40 card list, so you're gonna see call by pretty often. And when it comes to siding, you're Gucci. You've got a decent amount of draw power and deck thinner, so I feel like this is just a continuer, you guys. But I'm gonna say a quick prayer. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Jesus. Thy kingdom come, and thy will be done on earth, just as it is in heaven. Please give us this day our daily bread, Lord, and please forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, Father, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the glory, and the power, forever. In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Amen. All right. So, honestly, I hope after this video, you guys, that this inspires you to just basically, like, know and understand pure Plunders are so strong by themselves. The cards are just, I'm telling you guys, the cards are just amazing. The amount of tempo you can generate with this deck, how fast it turns so randomly out of nowhere, makes it just like, it catches you off guard. Like, it's so powerful. Like, this deck is amazing, you guys. And as you guys can see, I'm learning more about it. And as I learn, I'm obviously going to share with my viewers and my followers. because I'm just learning like how powerful this deck is. It's really, really awesome, you guys. Definitely want to try it out, because who knows, it could become meta and the cards can just skyrocket out of nowhere. Peace out, you guys.